Welcome back to my channel. I'm Will Photo. I'm the front license plate on your favorite car that pisses you off because you want it off, but the owner won't take it off because they don't want to get pulled over for his favorite photographer. So hit the damn subscribe button. Thank you so much for clicking on another Will Photo video. Today, the subscriber of this video is Reese Fama, I think. Thank you, Reese, for turning on post notifications. If you want a shout out in the next video, turn on post notifications and comment down below that you did so, and you will receive a shout out in one of my next videos. Oh. You know these pesky things that are on the front of cars, on the back of cars, they're all over cars and you really don't want them to be? In today's video, I'm going to show you 3 separate ways to remove these stupid license plates off the cars that you're shooting. License plates are obviously mandatory in every single state, but they really screw up the vibe of your photos if you leave them in. So today I'm going to teach you how to remove these license plates 3 separate ways. Why would you want to remove the license plate? If you're sitting here and you've never shot cars and you're curious, like, why would you want this removed? Well, this is kind of an eyesore. It sticks out, it looks bad. I think front license plates look atrocious in photos. Back license plates are okay, but there's ways to get around it and make it look a little bit better. Also, you could have a client that doesn't want their license plate showing in a photo. Just all around, make your photos cleaner by removing license plates, taking away numbers, or just blending them in. Like I've said in my videos before, I choose Affinity Photo instead of Photoshop. I think Affinity Photo is easier to learn for beginners, and it gets the job done, and it's $50. You don't have to pay a monthly fee if you don't want to pay a monthly fee. I'm going to be teaching you in Affinity Photo. Now, you can do all the same stuff in Photoshop, just it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to jump into the computer, and I'm going to show you each and every single one to the fullest. We got this first photo opened up, and this is one of my shots of a truck, and you can see that there's still front license plate on this photo. We're going to remove it. Now, this photo isn't completely done. This is actually one that I never finished. You can see there's signs in the background, and you can still see me in the car. But that's besides the point. We're going to use this to show you how to remove this license plate. For this one, what we're going to do is we're going to use the clone stamp tool. This one is kind of difficult and it takes a little bit of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sampling from right here. And I'm going to line it up perfectly. And I'm just going to start painting in. I'm going to start painting in the new bumper. Now it looks like I'm just erasing the bumper, but what I'm doing is sampling from this side so we can get it to look exactly like it looks the whole way around. Your best bet is using slow and light brush strokes. You don't want to do this all in one motion or it won't look correct. Now you can see that this is kind of repeating right here. So I'm going to take my in-painting brush tool and I'm just going to paint over these to get rid of them. We don't want too much stuff repeating because then it looks fake and it looks like it was Photoshop. One thing that I'm going to do is go back and touch it up after we're done. I'm just removing half of this license plate. So once I reach the half of Ohio, we're going to start on the other side and meet in the middle. So that half is done. Now obviously you can see that there is repeating here. We will take care of that later. So now I'm going to jump over here and I'm going to sample from this side and just start going over. Now one way to finish this off, which might be easier, I'm going to make this in-painting brush tool really big and just grab this whole thing and it should fix it in. If not, then we're going to have to do it manually. Now it's fixed in and the front bumper is gone, but we still have repeating, so we're going to need to get rid of this. One thing I like to do is just separately paint over these a little bit. Not too particular about where I grab, but I'm just going to keep brushing it. Just keep in mind that we are super zoomed in on this photo, and when you zoom out, it should look better. The front bumper is gone, and the only way you'd really know is if you super zoomed in and really took a look at it. You can see that the pixels are really separated in color. One thing I like to do is take my blur tool and kind of blur it a little bit to mask that. And there you go. The front bumper is fully gone on this truck. That is method 1, just erasing the whole bumper in general. Alright, now we're going to move on to the second method of removing a license plate. This one is kind of special. So because this license plate is not a normal one, it's a temp tag, it's very loud, it's very colorful, we just want to get rid of this whole thing in general. But sampling this paint and sampling these shadows, it's going to make it look really bad, and it's going to be extremely difficult to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to black this out. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to pick this square tool with rounded edges. And I'm going to make this to the size approximately the same size as the license plate. Okay, so now you have this red dot right here, and you can form these corners to fit exactly how they would be in a license plate. You can see they're kind of rounded, and what we're going to do is we're just going to make this the same size as the license plate. Drag it up here, cover that, and drag it over here and cover this. Alright, so now the license plate is completely covered. We want to bring these corners in just a tad because they're too sharp, so we'll round them off a little bit. And now we're going to go over to here, this FX over in the corner, and we're going to put an outer shadow on it so it softens the edges and makes it blend in a little bit more. So now that we added that, that looks pretty good. Now we just add this and you have the license plate taken out, and it just looks so much cleaner than opposed to having the license plate in the photo. There you can see the before and the after. That is a good way to get rid of the license plate and hide the license plate numbers, just adding a black square around it. Now for the third one, we have this license plate right here. I don't want to add a big black bar around here. I just want to get rid of these letters in general. The license plate obviously is going to be in this photo. We're going to see the Ohio, but we're not going to see these letters. Let's pretend that the client doesn't want their license plate numbers in here. We're just going to remove the license plate numbers. I'm going to grab my inpainting brush tool and paint over these letters individually. Now, when you're using this tool, it is best to use small strokes because it will get rid of it. Now you might have to come back and fix it a little bit up and touch it up just a tad, and you can see that that letter is gone. Now watch what happens when I make it big and just go over the whole thing. It doesn't really know what to do, so it's going to sample a bunch of random things and it's just not going to do it properly. So you need to do every letter individually. Just paint over it. This is the best way that it can do it, especially with this tool because it auto samples from the surroundings and inputs it in. Instead of manually doing it with the clone stamp tool, this is kind of just an easier way to do it. Alright, so now you can see that the letters are gone, but we have like this stuff over here and this stuff over here. So I'm just going to touch it up a little bit, try to make it look a little bit cleaner, a little bit smoother of a job. Now this one is done. Now if you look closely, you can tell that I removed the letters. In my opinion, it doesn't really matter because obviously I removed the letters. It's obvious that I took the letters out. No license plate looks like this. And it's never going to be perfect because of how this is. There's a lot of words behind it and it just isn't easy to do. It does look messy, but from a distance it looks fine. Now we could just select this and copy it and paste it in here and use this to cover it up. Let's see how it looks. Now for this one I just added the black box over there just so you can see it. In my opinion, actually this looks pretty good. It's really just up to personal preference and how you want to do it. I just wanted to give you guys 3 options to removing the license plates. 1, completely removing the front one on the bumper, recreating this whole bumper to make it look like there was no license plate. 2, adding a black box over the license plate. And 3, just completely removing the letters if you don't want to add a black box. Alright, we're back out of the computer. That's just a really quick tutorial on how to remove license plates from photos. I gave you 3 separate ways that I do it on a daily basis so that you can pick your favorite and use one that fits your needs. For me, the vibe of the photos and how I'm editing and what I feel just determines which one that I use. Now, I don't use one specifically. I use all 3 of them depending on the photo. They all take different levels of skill and some of them are harder than others. Like the first one, removing the whole license plate and recreating the bumper is difficult depending on the car and how the light hit the car. In this case, it was pretty easy because it was all in the shadows. Now, if half the car's in the shadows and half the car's in bright sunlight, then it's going to be kind of difficult. My best suggestion to you, if you're shooting a car with a front license plate, I would politely ask the owner if they'd be willing to remove the license plate because it could make the photos turn out a little bit better. Just kind of gauge the person and see if it's worth asking. You don't want to piss anyone off. Do what makes you happy, and that's how I'm going to finish every video, every tutorial of me teaching something. Do what makes you happy. Don't do what I say. Don't do what someone else says. Do what you think is best. If you want to leave the license plates, go ahead and do it. If you haven't yet, make sure you go cop some Will Photo stickers. I'm selling packs and I'm selling individual stickers. These stickers are doing really well and I'm really stoked out that you guys are liking them. A little sneak peek into the future, I do have t-shirts coming. I'm just working on some media for them before I launch them, so stay tuned for that. So that's all I have today for this quick license plate removal tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new. If you have any questions and you want to see more tutorials like this, please comment them below or DM them to me. And if you like this video, please don't forget to throw a like and a comment if you're willing to do so. I would appreciate it, and it means the world to me. Thank you all so much for watching. Keep shooting. Have a great day, and I will see you Friday.